20 years or plus, specialized in women services and health care. I'm very happy. Susan, would you want to burst the first bubble?
I ask, maybe my first question would be, what are the different, what are contraceptives? When you talk about contraceptives, contraceptives, what are they?
Thank you so much. What are contraceptives and what is contraception? And why should we have contraception? I start from a point of doing what you want to do to have an outcome. Okay. So people meet up and the plan is to have a child. But that is not the case all the times. Some people meet up and they're not in for having children. So by so doing, research shows that 2 out of 5 of the pregnancies are not planned. Some of these that is not planned. So what happens when planned pregnancies is a whole range of things, from confusion to different from school, loss of jobs, because someone will be in for a job and like you cannot be here only. So because there is no plan, someone ends up taking up a wrong decision. But the worst of it all, we have lost lives because people go in for those other measures. They want to abort. And many women have died because of abortions. So science has come up with contraception, that is a means of preventing a pregnancy. We know the woman is around and the man is around, the 2 eggs must meet for us to form a new being. So contraception is to prevent these 2 from meeting and making a new being. That is basically contraception.
So okay, I've learned something new. It's contraception is preventing the 2, the egg and the sperm meeting.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you prevent them from meeting, and if you don't meet, then there's no pregnancy.
It feels like the word contraceptive is a combination of 2 things: conception, prevention, contraceptives.
Contra is going against.
Conception. Dr. Charles, nabadde nonyereza ku total fertility rate yaffe ya Uganda ngeri ku 3.5. Nimubuuza, what is the total now? Is there a scale that it is to 10 or 20 or something?
Usually in Uganda our fertility is very, very high. You can find on average every woman can have like 5 to 7 children. And in Uganda, most of our people, the biggest population is reproductive. You get it? So if they all go to conceive, our population can multiply at a terrific rate. That's why countries like India, China, they have now come up with laws that govern the process. You have one, that's it. If you get an extra, you pay. It means the state charges you for that extra.
That one is too little.
Because they want because if you give 2, you are doubling. So they cannot no longer fit where they are. They can only share the same population. So they get 2 people with only 1 individual. No more. So they can work up to control.
Wow.
But in Uganda, you still have the space, but still, time will come when you have to
also long.
That's not one.
So doctor, now we've understood what contraceptives are. What are the different types of contraceptives? Just for our viewer to know.
Thank you so much, Stuart, for the question. There are so many types of contraception that are used, and I'll categorize them as per there are some which are permanent, which means you do it and that is the end of it. These are permanent methods. For example, if I've had my
vasectomy.
and
Alma, continue.
for example, if I
Had your three.
Dr. Charles, I'm not about
so if a couple thinks they have had enough children, they can start to say what we have is enough, let us not add any more, and we are bound to stop. So now they go in for a permanent method. So the husband and the woman, they sit together and talk about it, then they agree to come to a doctor to offer them a permanent method. So among the permanent methods we have vasectomy.
Thank you.
ahead of you, let's see the question.
So vasectomy means we cut off, we break connection between the storage of the spermatozoa to where they have to go. So the man produces the spermatozoa, but they cannot be passed on. They cannot come out because we have cut the channel where they pass. But this man stays 100% operation.
So does he produce semen?
He produces yes, but without the sperms. You get the water is able to come out, but minus those spermatozoa.
Doctor, when you say water, you mean the sperms?
The
semen.
The semen.
The
Because
semen.
this is now because remember we have a media. If you go to the pond to draw water, you draw water plus some things.
Residues.
Those things, no. You draw the water and the other things that are moving.
The water moves.
So those which are moving out, the spermatozoa. You get what I mean? So this water is just a medium to transport the things.
Okay.
So the water can come out, but minus those things.
So in a nutshell, sperm is different from the semen. And
Yes.
semen transports is a medium of transportation for the sperm.
When you say semen, it adds up all of them. The media and the spermatozoa. The semen. You understand?
Doctor.
So the production is not at the same spot to clear your issue. You get? I can produce the semen here, and I get the little fluid. Okay. Then additional fluid is received from the next point as I move.
Okay.
You get my point. So the body made it in a way that has different production points. So we cut off the line from this side, but other things can do.
Doctor,
But what happens to those ones that stay there?
Those which stay behind, they are absorbed by the body.
That's when the man starts putting on weight.
No.
Doctor, wamaze mbadde
They
nsaba
are absorbed by the body.
nsaba ekintu ekyo kinnyonnyolwe mulabi waffe mu
Oba mu Uganda, yes.
akitegeere bulungi nze kitegedde naye omulabi waffe atali nakliikinga bulungi.
Spermatozoa.
Mukunyonnyola bulungi tugambye nti God made us with different body organs kana tukola n'ebitundu ebyenjawulo. So omusajja alina mu bitundu bye ebyekyama ekifo webakolera enkwaso.
Yes.
Kati enkwaso bazikola ziba nkwaso nga zirimu amazzi matono agazitambuza okutuuka ku kafo akaddako. Kati kafo akaddako waliwo kakala akakuluma kubanga kazaala amazzi gokka. Kati amazzi ne bigatta ku buno ne babigatta wamu bisobola okutambula okolaki okufuluma. Kati eno vasectomy kitegeeza nti tusala ne tuggalawo ekkubo enkwaso ziyita okwegatta ku mazzi gali. So kitegeeza nti omusajja asigala musajja nga amazzi gafuluma naye nga temulimu ki nkwaso. Naye ebirala ebiyimirizawo omusajja bisigalawo ebiri. Kubanga nsonga nti bagamba nti tugenda kukola vasectomy, abasajja basinga batya bagamba njasigala nga ndi mulaawo.
Sigenda kufunctioninga nga musajja.
Mulaawo.
You're not effective.
a castrate.
Castrate.
A castrate is a person who is
Malawi.
just looking, cannot do anything.
Yeah.
If
That's all functioning.
he passes before him, you cannot realize that there's anybody passing.
I think that's right.
Yes.
Asigala palava, like, do they erect after?
That's why I bring up that point that after doing the vasectomy, the man stays functioning 100%. Asigala akola bulungi buli kimu.
Meanwhile, ekibuuzo kyo, they can erect very well, but they cannot produce sperm, but just semen.
Okay, my question would be, are there side effects for that when a man takes a vasectomy?
Are there side effects?
Yes.
I would say they're just short term, as terms of maybe but the issue is, how is this done? First of all, it is a surgical procedure which is done in the office. It takes about a few minutes, 10-15, finish, done, go.
Really?
Okay. So after that, there are no side effects.
We are told everything has a side effect.
I could say there can be a bit of pain. It can be a bit of local. When you have infiltrated because of trauma, maybe infection, maybe basically. But as a method, it has minimum or no side effects.
Kati okubanga omuntu omu ayinza okulowooza nti kati engeri olusekereno gye lusaliddwa ate ng'omubiri gubadde gusigala gukola enkwaso, kino tekigenda ku affecting omubiri guno ogukola enkwaso zino?
Enkwaso zisigala zikyakolebwa, but in the event that they are not going out, the body absorbs them. Okay, but these are very tiny microscopic things, so they cannot add onto you, as she said, when the man becomes so fat.
No.
There are no such effects.
Dr. abadde akyali mu kunnyonnyola gundi, that's when we tugenze mu effects.
But vasectomy is just one side, but also we have the women.
Yes, I was saying that. So,
okay.
So for the men we do vasectomy to have a permanent or an irreversible method, and this man is okay to go. Then for the women we do tubal ligation.
Okay.
It is also the same. We have the woman has also a system. We have the uterus. You know, the uterus, that is where the fetus has to grow.
Oh, and I told us the size is a fist of a...
So that is the uterus, where the egg has to come and implant and get the pregnancy. Okay. Then outside whatever the uterus, we have a tube or a channel that connects to where the eggs come from. So this channel is very small, and that's why the egg has to pass to enter your uterus. Now, what we do surgically, we go into the woman's abdomen and we do cut and tie that tube and close it. So, same as the man, your eggs will be produced, but they cannot pass this point to get there. But they are very tiny and microscopic, so if the bodies are not taken up, the body takes it up until it is dissolved. So that is for the women as a permanent method.
Wow.
So, can I ask you something on that?
Yes.
I've actually come across a lady in hospital who was delivering her fifth born, and she said she had done that.
Tubal ligation.
Yes. What brings that?
There is no method which is 100% effective. So there are some failure rates in all these methods. That takes up the issue of effectiveness. But for that, let me answer you. We go in. I got a lady also who had 10
10 babies.
10 children, and she went in and they did tubal ligation. When she came back, I saw her pregnant.
For the 11th one.
Yes. I said, now, how? I was like, maybe.
Are you the one who did the operation?
No. So initially I was accusing. I said, maybe they did not tie them. Maybe they didn't do well. Maybe there was you get it? But I got a chance to go back because I had to operate her, go in, and I saw truly the tube was cut and closed. Okay, but after being cut and closed, this tube with time it got a small hole, very tiny small hole like that, and through a small hole
It's passed and it
yes, like if you have a pipe and you have closed it at the end, and this what you have to close off can get off and make a small hole. So that was it, and she passed. So I had to go get back and now tie. But usually it is not 100%. You can conceive still, but the chances are very, very, very minimal. Very minimal of you conceiving. Maybe before I did that, I said these are permanent methods, non-reversible. But sometimes we have gone back to reverse. Okay? I'll give you a scenario of a lady who came to me and became a husband. Okay? They had 6 children. Said, doctor, 6 enough for us. You can cater for the 6. And he told me we want to stop at that. And they knew what they wanted. Tubal ligation. I knew tubal ligation very well. They went home. Years passed. Then this lady comes to me and said, doctor, I want you to open my tube. I told her, are you crazy? Because we told you it is not reversible. You do it once and you forget about it. She said, doctor, you don't understand. First, listen to me. You understand? So I had to listen to this. They showed me, doctor. I was at home and my 2 kids went with a maid to a pond and they both drowned in the pond and the maid tried to save them. She also drowned. Said, too bad. So in the home we had 2 baby bodies, 3 baby bodies. Said, that was so bad. So he told me now, my sister told me I can take this little one, we move to Kampala, study from Kampala. These people were saying in different way, okay? So she takes the other child to Kampala to study. Told me, doctor, you know what happened? My sister's house caught fire. And my sister's daughter and my child, they both perished in the fire.
What? Those are now 3 out of 6.
3. So she told me, I cannot stand this anymore. I want to have
children.
So
you considered.
So I had no more questions for her. I said, you know what? Come in the morning. Then we go in and try out to reverse what we told you that is impossible to be reversed. Because our wedding was done once, never cannot reverse. So I went back to her
to untie
and unite very small things. Your eyes must be sharp to see and to put it back. And
just like on the screen.
And so went back to do that and he was successful.
Wow.
So it can be reversed, but we don't talk about reversal when you are staying. It's the current method. When you come to do tubal ligation, most of this don't say I will go back because it is very expensive to go back and do that. And also it has a bit of drawbacks because we have an ectopic because we are united. The egg can come and get stuck where they get an ectopic pregnancy. And also it's not like 100% sure that you succeed, you may fail. So we take it as a common method. We do it like we have had enough. As for that couple, it was a very bad story, so we had to go back and try to help them.
Doctor, maybe one question. Have you seen a man who has done vasectomy and it later he says, or maybe comes up and says that it actually didn't work, we ended up getting pregnant again, it wasn't successful, after you thinking it has been successful, but then he gets a woman pregnant again?
Wow. Now, I just remembered something. So you see, family planning has to be for two.
Yeah.
Vasectomy, many men have gone in for vasectomy and they have not told their women.
Oh.
That's the biggest now.
And women have still, because one, their families, this is, because you're talking about family planning, okay?
Yeah.
The woman says, I want to have five, but enough. The man says, for me, I was born alone, I want to have 10, I need to have more. Okay? And sometimes the man doesn't care about how many children there are. Are they going to school? He doesn't care whether they're schooling or not. So in Uganda, many women go for family planning without the consent of their husbands. Okay? Many without the consent. And the men keep complaining, but maybe you're using. Because they don't know where these things are put. And if you tell them what it is, they
will check us.
They will check you.
So a man did vasectomy and it was successful, okay?
To him.
Very good. So he has this woman and the woman's like, but I'm not conceiving. Why? So you only have 2 years. So this woman goes out and she conceives. So for her, she was sure there's no trace of crime at the scene. You know what I mean? Because like, it must be the man is here.
It's him.
He's him, no problem. So the man comes home and says, this is I'm not being filmed. Well, nauseated. So I went to doctor and he did a test. Surprise!
We got a baby.
I'm pregnant. What happened after that? I shouldn't bring it out now because it will be another thing of discussion. So,
but I can say
that truth came to light.
But as for vasectomy, it is not immediate. That's one. Once it is done, we take about 3 to 6 months to be effective. Because why so? Because I remember I told you we are cutting off the floor. So some of these things are already moved in the front.
They're in transit already.
In the transit. So after you've done it, the next month, this month can still have children. Even the following month, because the tube still has some in them.
So how long would it take?
So that can take about 3 to 6 months.
Wow.
And sometimes men have to go for a checkup to see whether
there is a residue.
Whether this ejaculate has nothing like any sperm cells.
I was going to ask you serious questions, but
I see where you're going, Susan.
Doctor,
let's
you are
get to
still
the
highlighting
temporary.
the other types.
Okay, so I started with the permanent methods. Then also after the permanent, those are non-reversible. Then you have the long-term methods. These are methods we can use and they take a bit of time before you go back for you get.
Yeah.
So you have long-term and short-term, permanent, long-term and what? Short-term. So the long-term we have the IUD. IUD is intrauterine contraceptive device. The small thing like
T-shaped kind of.
T-shaped thing that you put. It has copper on it and you put it into the uterus and it intoxicates the interior of the uterus. It makes it not conducive enough for the sperms to pass and the egg to move. So it prevents pregnancy. This one is once it's started, it can take about 12 years.
Okay.
Without conception.
Without conception. Put it once and you forget about it, and it is very effective.
After 12 years omukyala asobola okuddamu okuzaala.
After 12 years, she can.
asooka kwebala.
Kalina.
No.
Kalina kuvaamu.
It has to come out, then. Yeah. So that is a long-term method. But also, apart from that, we come up with these other implants. Those they put it through under the skin of the woman, and at a time, the hormones are released and they go into the bloodstream, and as they go in, they stop the conception.
Yeah.
So those are the implants. Then the short-term ones, we have the hormones, we use the pills, which are commonly used in Uganda, the pills. But also before the pills, we have the injection. The commonest in Uganda is injection, by the way.
Hey, people prefer injection.
The one for months.
Yeah, for 3 months injection. So you inject once, 3 months, another injection.
Where do you inject?
Pardon?
Where do you inject those injections?
Injection.
I usually see some under the
can be
arm.
put under, yes, here.
Where they
It's very
immunize from?
painful.
Yeah, and it's here, anywhere. There's no, it's just.
It doesn't go on the bum? No, just
I just love your question.
like it's like we have this mentality that the injections, it's either on the bum or on the thighs,
yes.
or here.
Yes, yes.
That's why I'm asking. It doesn't go on the bum.
Where do you go to the bum? But when you put here, but mainly here.
Hey.
Doctor, let's hear from our audience as we return right on that. Thank you so much for tuning in, and there is an interesting discussion ongoing on YouTube, and I'll be reading some of those comments. But still, if you're watching us from whatever place, you can use your phone right now. Get your phone and save up this number 0746405060. Ask any question today. We do have the expert Dr. Charles Wanga in the house with 20 plus years of experience mukwano. Nze naye gambye tukozesa opportunity okubanga kibuuzo kyonna kyobuuza. But well, doctor, there is a question in house. Someone is saying, doctor, talk about the dangers of Lydia pills. But I think we shall get to that at a later stage.
Lydia.
Yeah, so I'll see, before the question, I'll see about the short-term methods that is as immediate. You said that the pills, but also they are, for example, if a mother is breastfeeding, you can use breastfeeding as a method of contraception.
Okay.
So for the first 3 months, if you are exclusively breastfeeding your baby, you may not conceive.
Okay.
It's just the minimum for it to conceive.
Is the body is recovering?
Not recovery, but you are breastfeeding. Your baby is with you all the time. No supplementing, not even going out to work. Your baby exclusive all the time. Baby is breastfeeding. So which means the baby is working as a controller. So your brain, or at a higher level in the brain, it is concentrating on production of the breast milk. So the centers for reproduction or egg production are not shut down. So that is lactation amenorrhea. Lactation amenorrhea. That is breastfeeding, and there are no periods coming.
Oh yes.
So 6 months, it's a method which is used very well. And after 6 months, now you can have an additional method you use. It also works effectively. But also as a measure, we also have fertility awareness methods. Fertility awareness method. That is, I know tomorrow I will be ovulating, so I will not have sex because I'll conceive.
Okay.
Someone knows their fertility. So there we have the calendar methods. These days we have the apps on
The phones.
on the phones. You feed in the information that it needs to be in, menstrual period and whatever. Then they tell you here and here you are unsafe.
Yeah.
And people have used that as their method. Also, temperature. Remember when the lady is ovulating, the temperature goes up a bit slightly. So some people have taken up to measure the body temperatures to know that now I must be ovulating. But that is also used. It's not very effective, okay? Sometimes people...
Welcome to the Sunrise Show, My name is Angel Walker. Erectile dysfunction is one of the causes of marital breakups. But do you know, we have a solution right here.
On The Sunrise, learn how to utilize your small spaces at home.
Don't miss every weekday mornings, The Sunrise, right here on Promise TV.
Welcome to the Sunrise.
Hello and welcome to Church Unusual, the platform where we talk kingdom. We are looking at the Bible to understand principles of living as sons of God in the earth.
When God made man, Genesis 1,
Yes,
he made him male and female.
male and
They are
female, made he
him.
them.
You see, he made him,
Yeah.
male and female, made he them.
Them.
So the him is also son, it's not male.
Yes,
All right? So it's a whole concept of how God operates. So we're not saying that, God is male and the Holy Spirit is female. There's no male spirit and female spirit.
yes.
We are spirit. We have the prophetess.
Yes.
No. Otherwise, we'll have apostoless,
Teacher.
we'll have teacheress, we'll have pastoress.
Yes.
No, these are all spirit positions.
It's important to understand that. Church Unusual, keep tracking.
Welcome to the Sunrise Show. My name is Angel Walker. Erectile dysfunction is one of the causes of marital breakups. But do you know, we have a solution right here.
On The Sunrise, learn how to utilize your small spaces at home.
Don't miss every weekday mornings, The Sunrise, right here on Promise TV.
Well, welcome back from the particular break, and we have Dr. Charles Wanga in the house with 20 years of experience. And well, we are understanding this particular one of contraceptives. Some of you use them, but you may not have much information about it. Doctor, we stopped on a note when you were explaining about the reproduction of women in that line, the short-term.
Yes, I'm talking about the short-term methods. I talked about monitoring the body temperature.
Yeah, the
to
body
know
temperature.
The signs of ovulation. Because before I get to that, because someone may be confused. Why are we talking about ovulation?
Yes.
And how to calculate ovulation.
Women have a cycle, what we call a monthly cycle, and it's not that any time a man meets up with a woman, she can conceive.
Yeah.
So there are particular times when this one can conceive, and that is when the egg has been released. When the egg is out, it means you can't conceive. When the egg is released, it takes only 24 hours to die.
24 hours.
To die.
Wow. And for the sperms, it is how long?
72.
72 hours. Interesting.
So that is what is behind this fertility time. So it means if a lady has been with a man, was with a man yesterday, there was no egg. Okay, so the spermatozoa will stay there waiting for and when it comes, boom, there will be a conception. Okay.
Yeah.
And if there is no spermatozoa in that period of time, 24 hours, nothing is seen. It dies off until next offering.
Okay.
Okay.
Until next month. You get what I mean? So that is the basis of what? Of this fertility awareness method. Someone knows it is tomorrow. So if it is tomorrow, so it means yesterday and the other day shouldn't, because these things can stay and I will get what I get.
Yeah.
So that's how people work out these fertility things.
Now that particular one of the sperm staying 72 hours alive and waiting, now that one I didn't know.
I think that's why he said that when it comes to the vasectomy, they're always there.
But now
They
for the
will
vasectomy,
in the system.
it's in the system of a
system,
man.
the
It's
man.
not released, but the sperm is there.
Okay.
Yes.
They can live for months in the man. But once they're released into the woman, they take 72 hours
72 hours.
to perish.
Interesting.
Die off.
Wow.
Okay? when in the same using the same background, we also use it because we get to know how long the sperms take to die, and also we know which one moves faster, which one goes slower. So we use the same working up to know if I want to have a girl, what should I do?
Susan is very curious on that.
That's not for this. But we use the same to work out to that. Okay? But that is all about awareness.
Okay.
So that is short time. You use it. We also use the mono beads. They are like they give you a ring which has different beads, different colors.
Okay.
And they go on moving to know when they are free to have when they can have a child and when it is impossible to have. So they use it as a measure, and that is non-hormonal. It's just a natural method.
How does that thing work?
The moon
For the beads?
So the moon beads is like
for monitoring.
It monitors, and it sums up a group of people. It makes an average that most of the women have this goal.
Okay.
And you must know that you fall in this range.
Okay.
If your periods are so irregular, then you cannot use the moon bead.
Okay.
Interesting.
So the moon bead, you can only use the moon bead to monitor your fertility days. Only ngomanyi nti in a stable cycle.
Yes,
okay.
But if you are okay with your calendar, you can use your calendar.
Oh wow.
And work out. Because you may use a mono bead and your partner can push the thing and he confuses you, and you forget you.
That's great.
It also drawbacks as well, but those are the methods that can be used. But also on the list we have emergency contraception. That is in case things have happened and someone doesn't want to have a pregnancy. For example, someone has been raped.
About that pill.
So somebody is raped, and in the morning they come to the clinic, say, Lydia, and as by a gangster, there was a lady who was raped and the daughter was also raped. The judge comes and they want the child to receive treatment. So there we have to use emergency contraception. So we give you a pill. You use a method that can prevent ovulation and also stop implantation. So that's where you have these the morning after
pills.
These ones, the way they work is by they stop ovulation. If not yet, it will be delayed. It will be delayed
after the 72 zigenda kubeera delayed for the 72 hours.
They're delayed.
The sperm will die off.
So ovulation is delayed, or if not delayed, it makes the inner lining of the uterus not conducive for a conception. So and if also someone comes after 2 days, it can also be helped. Okay, so those are the emergency things that can be used.
Interesting.
Wow.
I think someday we'll also have the Sarah pill anyway. Sarah? But Doctor, me, I'm very curious to know why girls as young as senior 2 nowadays are using contraceptives, and actually they're even more knowledgeable about them compared to women who even tend to get married.
That is a misuse of the methods, because ideally these are meant for for the marriage, okay? And so we use, but because there is too much exposure to the youngsters, and also they have all these gadgets with them, the computer, the phones. They are searching and they're seeing many things, and they end up trying. And they try very early, and they fall into trouble. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's why initially it was somebody using the pills. It was for those who are taken like bone on it. You get, if you say a young girl and she has pills, it means she's already relating with people, with women, men, and aunties. It means we have to check our houses.
Yeah.
Put your house in order. We have to all to get up to find how can we help these people. Because they are energetic, they have too much time. How can we engage them not to be in that, so they're involved in other things. That is, it is not a one man's show.
Oh yes.
It's not the teacher, it's not the parent, it's not the country. It is
a collective effort.
Collective effort. Because many have gone in, they want to conceive, but no conception, but HIV is at hand.
Very true.
So STD is at hand, and the cancers at what? At hand. Cancer of the cervix is sexually transmitted. So when this lady
From
has,
the man.
Highlight on that, sir.
so so cancer, because we have cancers. I used to tell people, for us as medics, we fear the cancer.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if you have malaria, I'll say, don't worry, tomorrow you'll be smiling. I'll give you a pill, swallow, and tomorrow you're fine.
Yeah.
And I'm able to see a person up and they are walking. But somebody comes with the cancer, and in Uganda, people are the biggest cancer is cancer with the cervix, the biggest killer for women, and it is sexually transmitted. Most so these people who start sex very early.
Oh my God.
So somebody has her family planning, they are sure I'm safe. So she goes
For the pills.
with Kalyango, she goes with Yosefu, she goes with the other, and all these people have, among them, some carry the virus, which is the key to cause the cancer.
Just osimba wakati doctor. So kisobokera ddala omusajja oba omulenzi okubanga alina akawuka kano akayamba okuleeta kansa w'omumwa gwa nnabaana naye nga tamanyi and it's not affecting them.
Yeah, for the men, they are not affected.
They are not affected.
Minimal affected, but this is a virus. Okay, it just goes with him, and he transmits from X to Y to Y to Z, and for him, he has no problem.
Okay. Wow.
You know what I mean? So there was when I was training in Lago, there was a lady who came. She had cancer of the cervix, and they were from Masaka, and her co-wife was taking care of her.
Co-wife.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
I remember that very well. And so usually this lady, it was advanced cancer, and finally she died. Okay.
Oh dear.
Years later, this one also comes, and she also had cancer of the cervix. You know what I mean?
God.
So it now goes back to like we needed to look at this lady as a potential affected person with the cancer as well, because
They were both,
both sharing the same. And
Husband.
whatever this one has, also
So
has.
kitegeeza the husband was a carrier.
No, not a carrier, transmitter.
Transmitter,
He
sorry.
just transmits. So okay, so our point was about the youngsters who are using family planning. So it is very bad. It's not. It shouldn't go on. We need to try to educate them to know they can live without sex until the time is right for them.
You know, Doctor, I feel like we have just had 10 minutes of this discussion. And colleagues, I feel we need to have a part 2.
Of this?
Part 2 of this.
We should.
And we have
We should.
You can imagine, Dr. Charles, even the viewers are watching. Can we have a part 2 with you next week? All right, you know, we just have a few minutes to close in the show, but I'd want you to share the effects of the contraceptives.
Maybe a quick one before that. I had a question. The CDs. Do people still use CDs as a way of preventing
Yes.
pregnancy?
So among the short term, they are the barrier methods. Those are barrier methods. Okay. So you have the condoms. They are used and they're effective. Not very effective, but yeah, they're in use. Very much used because they are easily accessible.
But very risky.
What do you mean risky?
They bust.
Susie, I just love your mind.
Effectiveness is a measure of how reliable this method is. Okay. So if you're using a condom, you are about 80% sure you can not conceive. So 20% can conceive. Okay, but 80 you'll be safe. Okay. 10 to 20%. That's the effectiveness. Okay. Then if you're using IUD, you're more than 99% sure there will be no conception.
Okay.
Okay. But also we have female condoms as well. We have female condoms. These are not common in Uganda, but they also are available. So the woman puts it there, and after the intercourse, she removes it. Then also we have diaphragms. They are small and they are like a cup. It is put inside to fit, to close up the cervix, so that there's nothing goes beyond the cervix. So those are the
barrier methods.
But also we have spermicides. These are like creams. So it is applied before intercourse, and they kill any spermatozoa that is released in there.
Okay.
So they are about 20 to 30 failure rates. Okay. So it means that they are not
So effective.
but they can also be used as emergency.
We were going into the effects
So,
as we close off.
We're getting to the effects. We have short-term effects and long-term effects. So allow me say the methods we use depend on our accessibility in terms of money. In Uganda, most women use the injection
The injection.
because it is cheap
the shot actually.
and it is easily accessible. So she goes to the next door, the injection, she comes back home. And also, remember as I said before, it is because the husband is not able to know whether he has or not, and they do it on their own. But of course, after having done that, when the side effects set in, ziba mulisa. But you're not having your period. So some of the, for the injection, it may cause you to have no periods at all. Okay? For as long as you're in it, no periods. For a year, 2 years, 3 years, no periods. Also, sometimes they can get spotting between some blood, which you're expecting to come a little. So those are the side effects. Those are issues. But also, apart from that, people get nauseated. They can have some people, their appetite goes so high, so they put on too much weight. They become round, and because of the method they're using. But also, what I take as the worst is loss of libido, loss of the interest in having sex with their husbands.
On the women's side.
On the women's side. So this is, to me, it is the worst that they can face. Because remember, it is this time when they should be one next to the other, enjoying the other, the kids are there and they are so happy, but find a woman who's very moody, and when the husband comes back, she's like, I pray so hard that maybe he delays. The first time is going to have in March, and let them lose.
It's longer.
Let them lose.
Let us lose. So what is the
when he comes back and moody, and when the business, no business. You get. So it becomes an issue of this woman. And remember, if she had done it minus the concept of the man, say maybe you have another man. Because I'm no longer interested in me. Don't you call me? Don't you? Maybe you have.
It brings mistrust.
So it brings mistrust, it brings confusion, it brings quarrels, And before you know it, the man says, okay, come.
Alafu nayo mla.
He goes where he's welcomed.
Yeah.
And when they come back, he shall be in the house.
Sure.
You get? So those are the side effects.
Wow.
Minimal, like maybe breast tenderness, they may come because of the hormonal methods. But the extreme bit of it is when they cause the severe bad outcomes. For example, the hormonal methods, estrogen, progesterone, those other hormonal can affect the functioning of the liver.
Oh my God.
So, and also they can affect the blood system, can cause thrombosis, DVT, myocardial infarction. Those are the extreme ends. That's why before someone uses any method, you should come to us to assess and can you use or not, you can't use.
Yeah.
That's why it comes in. People think we have to check blood to know. No.
Check hormones.
We do a medical checkup of you. Okay?
They do the
If we find that you have
measurement.
a liver disease, we shall not give you the hormonal methods. We will give you the barrier methods. If we find you have cardiovascular disease, heart disease, you have thrombotic issues, you have DVT, you have those funny things. So we don't have to give you the hormonal methods. We give you other methods, calendar, barrier methods, moon beads. There are many other options we can come up for. So that's why you need to have you make an informed consent, having known what it is, what are the side effects, and am I
Willing to take
can I use this or I can use the other option? Yeah. So
Doctor, our time seems to be fast spent, but in a minute, what would be a conclusion or message to people? Because we see people use YouTube instead of paying this consultation and getting rightful information. Just in a minute, what would be your recommendation or closing?
what I recommend is family planning is not bad, it is good. But it will be it is important to have a couple discuss and so use a method which is known to both of them.
Okay.
Not hide your method from your husband.
Your spouse.
Husband, not hide your method from your wife. Try to share and be supportive to each other. And also don't just go to the pharmacy and say I want a pill, I need there are many things, I need a condom, I need just pick whatever you want.
Yeah.
And people have taken, for example, somebody has had a bad event and they don't have their periods, or they're using a family planning method and they have no periods. Say, you can take these red ones, the periods, the blood will come, and the blood doesn't come because the science doesn't work that way.
Yes.
So I advise people to go to the medical personnel, go to the doctors, go to a hospital, go to a clinic that is established and seek advice. In the government, it is free. They have a family planning unit. You go. If you go to a clinic, you pay consultation, then you receive the best information about the method you're going to use, and you go back comfortable. But also, it creates a connection. When you're at home, you can call, doctor, I'm using this, but I have ABCD. What can I do? But many go to their neighbors. They go to the neighbor, and the neighbor who is not into what somebody is using, advises them in two different things.
Very true.
But after that advice, they go to the next neighbor and tell them, so and so, she has ABCD, she's dripping all the time.
Very true.
So they should use the medical people to help them have the best.
Well, colleagues, we are going to have a part 2 of this.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like the discussion was just like 10 minutes with a lot of wealth of experience coming in from Dr. Charles Lwanga, and of course he has promised to come back the second time. In case you would want to maybe suggest any topic we need to smash down, you can use the lines to ask any form of question. Vanessa Jovan says, Dr. Lwanga, wow, thank you, we deeply appreciate. And so many comments that are coming in, but well, we want to wrap it right here and say stay tuned. We will have him anytime next week. But bye for now. Coming up is the kindergarten.
Bye.